President Bola Tinubu has approved a 10 billion naira youth development fund to empower youths in the FCT. Minister Wike says the Youth Development or Empowerment Program, which would be inaugurated on Thursday, was in line with the current administration's youth empowerment policy. The minister said that the gesture was possible due to the priority accorded to women and youth by the president. So joining me for an insight into our discussion for tonight, which is centered on youth and the renewed hope agenda, is Comrade Famuyibo Oluwasegun, is the National Speaker, Youth Assembly of Nigeria. Comrade, good evening to you. Thank you so much for joining us on Politics Tonight.
Good evening, ma'am.
All right. Perhaps we should start this conversation from this latest development coming from the FCT. The President has approved a 10 billion naira youth development fund to empower youths in the FCT. And this is just for young Nigerians in the FCT. And according to the minister, it was Mr. President who created the Women Affairs Secretariat and the Youth Development Secretariat and appointed a youth to head the Youth Secretariat. I mean, he went on to say this has never happened in the history of the FCT. For you, how monumental is this effort by Mr. President?
Please come again. I didn't get that.
Did you get my question? All right, so I wanted us to
start
this conversation.
The last statement.
So I said, how monumental is this effort by Mr. President?
Okay. Good evening once again. I think this is a very progressive action by the President. We firstly have to say thank you to President Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu for this initiative. And equally, we should say thank you to the Honorable Minister of the FCT. We have a 10 billion naira youth development fund, and before now there has been a whole lot of funds being put in place for youth development across the country. Also, we have the Youth Investment Fund, which was also handled by the Federal Ministry of Youth, and youth across board that are serious-minded keying into the youth development initiative of the President. So this is also a monumental achievement if being executed well. So we welcome the idea, and we also pray that the execution becomes as fast as possible for Nigerian youth, most especially those in Abuja, to benefit. Thank you.
Right, because the minister says this gesture was possible due to the priority accorded to women and youth by the president. And I remember that when President Bola Tinubu assumed office, one of his priorities was to harness the potential of Nigeria's youthful population. And as clear as it is in my head, the president's Renewed Hope Manifesto provided a framework for addressing the multifaceted challenges facing the Nigerian youth. And central to this vision is a commitment to social, economic, and political empowerment of young Nigerians. But before now, and putting this conversation into proper perspective, how far has the president gone in fulfilling this commitment?
Yes, it is governance, and we know it's just starting. We just run through, I think, a year in office, and the youth sector has witnessed so many tremendous upliftments, so to say. If you look at it, we have about more than 10 or to 15 youths that I know that are presently special advisors, special assistants to the President on Youth Development. These are people who are capable and have been working seriously in the youth sector, most especially the newly substantive Minister of Youth Development, Honorable Olawande Ayodele, who has also been doing well in the youth sector. Now, we have also gone far. At least we have the METT technology training. We have the Nigerian Youth Academy. We have the one Ministry of Youth partnered with Smedan training for one youth, two skills. And so we have so many youth programs that the government has designed for Nigerian youth, which I believe some of us that believe in the action and work of the president, we are also keen into it. So I think the major thing we need now is how to sensitize our youth to believe in the government of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu for us to be able to enjoy the benefits. And when we stop doubting the fact that government are doing what they can in their own capacity, when we stop doubting initiatives, when we stop doubting projects that will develop youth that government has put in place, it will be easier for youth to see positively what government are doing and ways at which they are impacting the lives of Nigerian youths.
But how can Nigerian youths key into this vision? Because I also know that the president hinted at the nation's plans to become a global hub for outsourcing talent within the digital and creative economy. So how do you think Nigerian youths can key into this vision?
Yes, first and foremost, we need to believe in the process. That is the first we need to do. We need to appeal to the mind of the youth for us to, regardless of what the country is passing through economically, it is also important that youth from ages of 18 to 35 and above should try as much as possible to believe in the process of the present government of President Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Once you believe in the process, for you to get acquainted to programs and initiatives of government, it will be very easy. Then, also, the Federal Ministry of Youth is open for everyone, and I think the minister there presently is attending well to youth. You don't have to know anybody, you don't have to doubt it. What you have to do is to take action. Youth should begin to take action on so many things. Go to the Ministry of Youth, both at the state level, both at the federal level, ask questions, and you get positive replies. Also, there are so many genuine links to all these government programs. There are so many genuine links, that of the CNG, that of the Tricycle, and others like that have so many links that youth at various places at your comfort zone. You can, even the grants for the Youth Development Fund is also online. We have that the Nigerian Youth Investment Fund link is also online, that so many youth have benefited from. So we just need to appeal to the mind of the youth to first believe in the process. When they believe in the process, it will be easier for them to access all this information. But the process that you do not believe in, it will be hard for us to convince such person to put a try or to put in for such initiative so as to benefit from it. So what we want to do presently is to orientate our youth to believe in the process. When they do that, it will be easier for us to get
Comrade, I kind of agree with you because, yes, the president has a vision, but believing in that vision also has a process. So is the youth wing of the APC doing enough to propagate the renewed hope agenda of the president?
Okay, I think that is to a party line. But then I think the APC youth wing are doing well at the central level, I think. But I think it is good that we admonish them to work across the nooks and crannies of the country. We have the APC dominating more states, and it is good for them to allow youth at various state levels, even to the local government levels, to see the impact of government. Government at all state levels should empower the APC youth sector for them to be able to pass messages of hope across to the nooks and crannies of the country. And most importantly, all these ideas and initiatives, positive initiatives of the current administration should also be streamlined to the local level. And I think if that is being done, government will have access to information from the youth. Thank you.
All right. Comrade, let's take a break. And when we come back, we will continue this conversation. Stay with us, everyone.
Okay, thank you.
Right, everyone, thank you so much for staying with us. Tonight's Comrade Famuyibo Oluwasegun is the National Speaker. Youth Assembly of Nigeria is my guest for tonight as we focus on Nigerian youths and President Bola Tinubu renewed hope agenda. Comrade, thank you so much for staying with us on the program. You know, there have been advocacy for a new approach to youth development that will enable young Nigerians feel or get involved in government and be part of government. For you, what is the missing link?
Yes, there is an advocacy for... Yes, I get it. Well, what is the missing link? Yes, the missing link we have presently is, let me say, unawareness of youth for major government developmental projects. When issues of youth development are not being taken to the appropriate quotas, I
So
think
whose
that
responsibility is that?
disables.
Comrade, whose responsibility is that?
That is government responsibility. Now, we have tiers of government, and we have various youth organizations. So I think government should, by this time, engage more corporate youth organizations that can take news of government projects across board. Government needs to put this in line. It is important that government starts engaging youth. You could see how it got to when youth decide to protest against hardship in the land. I think few months ago, the news spread like wind, and it went viral. But when issues of positive projects or what would benefit youth are being pushed out, it is hard for such news to get across to youth. So I think it is a major problem. Government should work closely with youth organizations that have credibility, just like the Youth Assembly of Nigeria, to get across to youth at all levels. And now also government should implore state government also to replicate programs that are being done at the federal level, because most of the youth across the country do not have access to programs at the federal level except by connections and all that. So if government at state levels are replicating what the Tinubu administration is doing in youth sector, it will go a long way in closing rank between the government and the youth.
All right. You know, when I asked that question, it was a particular focus on enhancing youth engagement, because I remember the president proposed the establishment of a youth advisory council that will provide a platform for young voices to contribute to policy formulation, particularly in the realm of employment initiatives. Do you know if that council has been established?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if that council has been established, but we are hopeful. Also, the government has also said the approval for the National Youth Conference, CONFAB, has been given. So we are also waiting to have that. I think all these programs are good ones that will keep the mind of the youth sane in believing in the President Asiwaju Ahmed Tinubu's administration. So we are waiting.
So would it be right to say that the non-existence of that council may have created a void in youth representation within policymaking circles?
Presently, it has not been established.
Okay.
So once it is established and we see the personalities that are involved, that is when we can give our own idea or our own reaction about it. So we wait till it has been established, then we see how we can possibly merge with them to also do the work of youth development with them.
All right. So the president had to separate the Youth Development Ministry from the Sports Ministry, both of which were merged under the same ministry for a very long time. Would you say the purpose for this separation is being achieved?
Presently, I think there is no Ministry of Sport anymore. I think it is now Sports Commission. The Ministry of Sports a few weeks or a few days ago was attached to the Sports Commission. I think it is a very good idea that the youth sector is a very complex sector, and so it is good if it is being splitted. Let us also have a commission for youth that are artisans. Let us have youth in entrepreneur. Let us have a commission for them. Let us break all these sectors for proper engagement for youth development. So the Ministry of Youth, I know they are also in touch with the Sports Commission, and so it is still work in progress. The commission, when they commence their work, we will see what they are bringing. But then youth also should have an advantage of having access to the Sports Commission. So we await Sports Commission to come out to roll out their plans involving youth in various sporting activities that also develop them and make them compete actively with the outside world.
You know, for those who were convinced,
so it's a good decision.
They said the tweak was that separation was to enable the government to pay deserving attention to the development of the huge youth population in Nigeria. But the ministry has come under criticism for its lack of impact on Nigerian youths. It looks like one of the reasons Minister Jamila was let go is her inability to perform. And to a large extent, young Nigerians knew there was a Minister of State for Youth Development. But for the senior minister, they could barely feel her impact. From what you may have observed, are there any challenges you think could have prevented them from making these desired impacts?
Well, to me, I do not feel there was no impact. I think the former Minister of State, Honorable Ayodele Olawande, has tried a whole lot. Yes, like you said, we saw his impact. He traveled from one state to the other in making sure he's engaging with the youth. Also, some other people in the youth sector are also doing well at their level. But then I think the president has also got it right, substantiating Honorable Olawande as the substantive minister for youth. I think it is a very good decision. So we now have a person at the center level that is of our own ideology that we can have access to, just as we do have access to him when he was Minister for State. So we believe in the next couple of days he's going to bring more youth initiatives other than the one we have always had with him earlier.
So what are those initiatives you think he must focus on?
One of those initiatives we think he should focus on is grassroots engagement this time. We want more of grassroots engagement, and we want more of youth empowerment. All these things will come under grassroots engagement. Youth empowerment, the distribution of the CNG, tricycle, and what have you. All these things are youth. The youth academy they are doing, the Nigerian Youth Academy, the youth help desk also. They created a youth help desk that enables youth to lay complaints and make inquiries of what is happening at the ministry. All these things are there and they are available. We are just appealing to the mind of Nigerian youth to make use of all these positive ideas of government.
Well, comrade, with the kinds of conversations you've seen on social media regarding politics and national issue, would you say some Nigerians or young Nigerians are beginning to show greater interest in governance?
Well, I don't know for now because it is still early. The election is still far. We still have about 2 to 3
No, I'm
years
not talking
to
about
go.
election.
So,
I'm talking about.
I know. I'm going to your question.
Okay.
Yes, you said if the youth are now politically ready, if the awareness is if they are aware of what is going on politically, if I get you right. So what I'm saying is, presently when a government comes on board in the country, we youth are always fast to start agitation, start making requests, start doing all that. But when it comes to time to elect leaders or time to come out for political positions, we see that youth are always lacking behind. So that was why I said for now I will not say what the youth are up to. So let's see as things goes. If truly we youth are ready, we will galvanize ourselves and we will see how it goes when it's time.
All right. So in less than 1 minute, what more do you think the youth need to do to take leadership of this country? In less than 1 minute.
Yes, we should all come together and see positivity in what we are doing. We should also embrace government's efforts and ideas in making sure that the youth sector is developed. We should also see how we can look for reputable organizations like the Youth Assembly of Nigeria to merge with, to benefit from all government initiative in the youth sector. And also at security level also we should, okay, thank you.
All right, Comrade Famoyibo, thank you so much for joining us tonight. I've been speaking with Honorable Famoyibo Oluwasegun, National Speaker, Youth Assembly of Nigeria. Thank you so much for joining us tonight as we focus on Nigerian youth and President Bola Tinubu Renewed Hope Agenda. Thank you for your perspectives.
Thank you.
And thank you so much for watching, everyone. That marks the end of today's episode of Politics Tonight. But you can watch the repeat broadcast of this episode at midnight. Get in touch with us on our social media handles, Facebook, Instagram, and X at TVC News NG and at Olajumoke using the hashtag Politics Tonight. We're also on YouTube at youtube.com/TVC News Nigeria.